You know, Sam, I am a terrible skier.
Well, who said anything about skiing?
Oh, I am liking the sound of this romantic holiday more and more.
And no clunky skis, no expensive ski passes. Just you and me with a couple of hot toddies in front of a roaring fire.
You know, this ski lodge is really going to be our second honeymoon.
You bet it is. I just want to get you away from here so I can have you all to myself. I want to make love to you all night, every night. So you never doubt that you're the only woman in the world for me.
I can't wait.
Where's your other half, Julian?
Well, who knows? Who cares?
She is your wife, Julian. It might behoove you to keep better track of her.
I just told you I solved the Sheridan-Louise problem, and you're asking me about Ivy? Oh.
Just how do you think you've solved this Sheridan-Louise problem?
Well, thanks to my brilliance, tonight will be Sheridan's last evening out with Officer Louise.
Awfully cocky, aren't we?
For good reason, Father. I extended an offer to Louise through his boss, Sam Bennett.
I see.
It was the sort of offer a man like Louise couldn't possibly afford to turn down. His acceptance of it will mean the end of his very short-lived romance with my sister.
Sheridan, what's wrong? This is on my set?
No, Louise. It's not you, it's me. You can ask anybody who knows me. I cry at good news as much as bad. I just can't believe that you were finally offered the one thing you've been wishing for.
By your brother Julian, no less, huh?
It doesn't matter who made the offer, just so long as you got it. When you were just saying that's what you've always wanted.
Yeah. It's always been my dream ever since I made the decision to become a cop. And the higher salary would mean a better life for everyone in my family.
And for everyone in Harmony, too. You're going to make a great detective, Louise. The best. I guess this is goodbye, then.
What's wrong with me, Miguel?
Nothing, Charity. In the last few months, you've been through more than most people go through in a lifetime.
Then why do I keep having all these feelings about death and dying?
You're making this up.
Cross my heart and hope to die if I am. Reese the Geek accused Tabitha of being a mermaid. And my cousin, Miss Looney Tunes over there, gets a vibe that says he's onto something.
No way.
Wait. But the highlight of the whole thing was when Reese tried to pull the blanket off Tabitha's leg so he could see her fins.
Oh my God.
Oh, and all this is going on while Charity warns everyone that there's death in the air.
You know, why do I always miss the best stuff?
Don't worry, I'm sure there'll be an encore. Which is fine with me because pretty soon Miguel's gonna wake up and realize that Christmas is over and his sweet little sugar plum fairy is still dancing the Nutcracker. When that happens, I'll be there to pick up the pieces. There's death in the air, all right. The death of Miguel and Charity's so-called love.
Don't pout so, Timmy. It says here quite clearly that if we're going to bring Charity over to the dark side with us, she's got to kill Miguel.
But she loves him, Tabitha.
That's the point, Minnie-Mind.
But the bulk of ancient predictions really wanted a good sacrifice. Couldn't Tabitha rig it so that Charity killed Fluffy?
Forget the cat. It has to be Miguel. And no going soft on me this time. If you hadn't switched that poison petit four, Miguel would be history by now, and Charity would be on our side. Do I make myself quite clear?
Yes, Princess.
Good. Now listen up, dollface. This is how we're going to kill Miguel.
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places, and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of the bird I knew could take me high as breathe in, breathe out. You came the other night.
are going to invite Charity and Miguel for tea.
But what if they don't come?
Oh, they will. They couldn't possibly turn me down after that rude boy Reese assaulted me and accused me of being a mermaid.
But you were a mermaid, Princess. That is until Timmy saved the day.
Well, Timmy wouldn't have had to save the day if he hadn't bollocksed up the incantation. No matter. We have to keep our eye on the prize, killing our Latin Lothario.
Who?
Miguel. I'm going to poison his tea. And no one will blame me because we'll all be drinking from the same teapot. The only thing I have to remember is to make sure that Charity serves him his lethal brew.
Jimmy thinks you're forgetting something, Tabitha.
Now what?
Charity's premonitions. She could smell a rat.
Oh.
And save Miguel.
No. I'm not worried. Charity's extrasensory perceptions aren't strong enough yet. That's why we have to knock off Romeo while the knocking's good. If Charity's powers come into full bloom while she's on the good side, then you and I are dead meat, Timmy. Dead meat.
I can almost deal with Reese. I mean, he's just your ordinary garden variety loser. But Charity, she's dangerous.
What are you talking about? Look at your cousin Kay. Charity is about as innocent as they come.
It's just an act. I can't believe people fall for this.
Well, I think it's real.
Well, unfortunately, so does Miguel. But I think Charity's starting to sweat a little bit. She's wondering if Miguel is going to figure out about her real sinister self. That is why she's having all this wild stuff about having premonitions.
What if she's telling the truth? What if she really has ESP?
No, Simone, Charity's not a flake. She's a fake.
Hello?
This is Tabitha. Is this our darling Charity?
Yes, Tabitha. How are you feeling?
Completely rested, thank you. That's why I'm calling. To invite you and Miguel and all your young friends over for tea.
Really? You want to see us after what happened earlier?
Oh, pish-tosh. I'm long over that. Oh, do say you'll come. I really could use the company.
Well, let me ask everyone. They're right here. Tabitha wants us to come over for tea.
No way.
I think we ought to go. I mean, no offense, buddy, but after what happened earlier, we owe her.
You're right, Miguel.
It was my fault. I don't know what got into me. I could have sworn she had a fishtail. Tell her we accept.
Tabitha will be right over.
Good. Put the kettle on, Tim Tim. We're going to have a tea party to end all tea parties.
Did you hear that?
What?
It sounds like somebody's hurt. I'm gonna go check it out. You stay right here.
Sam, be careful.
Now, you're certain Louise will accept this offer, even though it means forfeiting a relationship with Sheridan?
Oh, there's no question.
Good. Because I won't have him sticking his nose into our family's affairs anymore to find out about his father. The Cranes must protect their secrets at all costs.
I know how important that is to your father. Sometimes I think you keep secrets even from me.
Do you now, son?
Hey, I'm trying to make a toast to you here.
Really think things have worked out for the best, huh?
Sure. Although it would have been nicer had the offer to become detective wasn't a bribe or hadn't come from my family, but hey, we don't live in a perfect world now, do we?
Is that how you see it?
Look, the cockeyed optimist in me died a long time ago. I'm a realist these days. A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. Although you might have held out for a bit more, I'm sure my brother Julian would have offered quite a lot to get you away from me. And don't feel bad. I mean, no one in their right mind could blame you for accepting the offer. Look, would you please stop staring at me and say something?
It just hit me what kind of guys you've always gone out with. Real winners, weren't they? Each one with a higher price tag.
Let's just say they were never burdened with an overwhelming sense of pride.
And you think that I'm just like the rest of them?
I'm not putting you down, Luis. You accepted the offer because you had to. I'm just glad that knowing me and having my family hate you got you what you've always wanted.
Did it?
You did accept the offer, didn't you?
You can't imagine anyone in their right mind turning down an offer that comes from the Cranes.
Like it or not, my family wields a lot of influence in this town. You know, I don't judge people by how they should or shouldn't react to that. It's just a fact they usually don't say no to my father or brother. And that's why I'm happy for you, Luis. I really am. Now, come on. Let's toast to your new future.
You know, I hate to blow your image of who I am. But I'm not like those other guys. In the end doesn't always justify the means.
I don't understand.
In no way does your family buy me. Not at any price.
Are you saying that you turned them down?
Grace, look who I found walking home from the movies. Hey.
Did you see?
Poor Eve. I think I scared her half to death when I grabbed her from behind. I guess there was no one screaming out in the fog.
You know, lucky I didn't deck you to figure out who you were. Your ears must be playing tricks on you, buddy.
Yeah, sorry. I'm usually a little bit more reliable.
Everything about you is reliable, Sam. Sometimes too reliable. You guys want to come over for dessert? Coffee and pie?
Homemade apple.
Oh, I'd love to. TC?
Are you kidding me? You think I'd turn down a chance to have Grace's desserts?
Let's go.
All right.
Hey, Eve, you know, a most incredible thing happened today. Ivy Crane came into my shop and bought out just about everything that was for sale.
Well, why would she do a thing like that? No, I mean, Grace, your things are lovely. But, I mean, they're not exactly Ivy's style.
Well, I don't know. They must be. You know, she has been so kind and generous to me. I feel like a fool for ever feeling like she was a threat. I mean, really. Ivy would never go after Sam. Not in a million years.
Well, you were right the first time, Grace. I am after Sam. I'll do whatever it takes to get his arms around me again.
Now, which cup should be Miguel's? One with a distinctive design would be best.
Jimmy votes for the green one.
Excellent choice. Now,
What's that?
poison herbs, Timmy, that look exactly like tea leaves. Now, all we have to do is make certain that Charity hands Miguel his teacup so that she will be the author of his incredibly agonizing demise. Our company's here. Do your thing, Tim Tim. lovely you're all here. Do come in. I made some very special tea and some delicious cookies.
You look like regular old Fig Newtons to me.
Now, do sit down, make yourself comfy. I've already poured the tea. There.
I want to apologize for my irrational behavior earlier, Tabitha.
No, don't worry about it, Grease. We all have our off days.
It's Reese, ma'am. But thank you for understanding.
Now, has everyone got one? Who hasn't?
Miguel.
Oh, yes.
Miguel.
Thanks.
It's wonderful. It's just a little hot.
I'll wait then.
I've only had tea made from tea bags. Is it true that people can tell the future from tea leaves?
Oh, child's play, I assure you.
You mean you can do it?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I can. My dear Mama taught me when I was a little girl.
From Mommy.
Yeah, you've nearly finished your tea, Kay. Your cup and I'll read your leaves. Very interesting indeed. It says here that all your dreams and desires are going to come true.
You got it. I said no.
But how could you turn down my family's offer?
How could I ever respect myself knowing how I got the job? And if I didn't respect myself, how could I ever ask anyone else to respect me?
What about the extra money that would help your family?
It's not worth it. You know, when I found out your brother Julian was behind this, I knew that there were strings attached. And I told Sam, I flat out told Sam my answer was no. When I get to be detective, I'll earn it in time.
To you, Luis, you are one of a kind.
Now, to the future, whatever it holds.
Am I right, Father? The family secrets that you keep even from me?
Why do you ask?
Well, you've been insinuating I've lost control of my wife. Are there things you know about Ivy that I'm not aware of?
Of course there are. As it happens, I've been giving them some thought lately.
Well, for God's sake, Father. I think I have a right to know about anything that concerns my own wife.
I'm not so sure about that. Frankly, I can't see that your knowing serves any purpose. If the truth be told, I'm not sure even I know everything there is to know about her.
You're playing games with me.
Hardly. Games are a waste of time. Besides, I couldn't care less whether you or Ivy ever share the same bed again.
How do you know that we don't?
Oh, please, Julian. Surely it comes as no surprise that I know everything that goes on in that house, and quite a few things outside of it. Whether or not you exert your conjugal rights is your affair. All I care about is the Crane name, the empire. It must be kept intact for the future of our family, for Ethan.
After me.
But of course, that goes without saying. Now, what were we discussing? Oh yes, Ivy. I have a feeling I know what's going on with her right now.
And you're not going to tell me?
Not unless things get out of hand. Let's hope they don't, for all our sakes. The outcome would be most unpleasant.
So what did you guys see tonight?
One of those date movies.
Oh, no. See, now, TC, don't make faces. He enjoyed it as much as I did. It was very poignant. It was about how some people just never get over their first loves.
No, isn't that funny? That's what Sam and I were talking about tonight. He told me about this police case. Poor boy, wrong side of the tracks, fell in love with a rich girl, and all the trouble that it caused.
What happened to them?
Well, it was really quite sad, actually. Her parents tore them apart and they never got back together again. I mean, can you imagine going through your whole life wondering, what if?
No, I can't.
Well, as far as I know, Sam is my very first love. Oh. And he's certainly going to be my only love.
Feeling is very mutual.
Oh, I'll get that.
I don't know what I did to deserve her. Present company accepted, of course. But no man could ever hope for a better wife than Grace.
Well, look who's here.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to have intruded on your evening.
Oh, not at all, Ivy. Why don't you come in, have some pie, cup of coffee?
No, I'm not staying. I realize it's late. I just wanted to make a change in the order that I placed. I know you're shipping it out in the morning. Could I do that? I wrote it down.
Least I can do for you, Ivy.
Oh, I don't understand.
Oh, well, with all the shopping that you did at my store, Sam and I are taking a little vacation tomorrow.
Oh, well, that's lovely.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. You know, you've probably even heard of the place. It's the,
Grace, don't tell her.
What was that?
My Timmy doll. He's getting old. Remember that cheap voice box I told you about? Well, sometimes he lets out these squeaks and moans and other irritating noises. Actually, I'm thinking of discarding him if he keeps it up and making myself a new doll.
Well, Tabitha, could you teach me how to read tea leaves?
Oh, yes, if you like, dear. There's really nothing to it.
Well, it doesn't look like much to me now. Look at her acting like she's gonna see something.
Maybe she will.
Give me a break.
Well, is everyone enjoying their tea? You haven't touched yours yet, Miguel.
I'm getting to it, Tabitha, don't worry.
I hope so. You're going to love it.
You see something, Charity?
Well, I think I do. I can't quite make out what it says.
Charity, what happened? Why'd you scream?
Well, I was staring into my cup, and I was trying to read the tea leaves like Tabitha did.
But she didn't even give you a lesson yet.
I know, but at first I couldn't tell what it was. And then it got really clear. It was a dead body.
Let me guess, another fish?
No. It was a person.
Someone you know? Did you recognize them?
It was you, Miguel. You were the dead body.
Lucy.
Now, there has to be a logical explanation for this.
Pardon me, Reese, but aren't you the guy who swore that Tabitha was a mermaid?
Hey, I am very much alive. It was just your imagination.
How could I possibly imagine something so horrible?
Good question, Psycho Queen.
I want to go home, Miguel.
All right.
I'm really sorry, Tabitha, for ruining the tea party.
Oh, don't be silly, child. We can do it some other time.
I had a feeling you were different from the other men I've known. I just didn't know how different. I'm really sorry I underestimated you.
Oh, no need to apologize. Just never met a guy who wasn't wearing a price tag.
Tell me, would you have still turned down the offer if it came from somebody else? Someone whose name wasn't Crane?
Are you kidding? I would have jumped on it in a second. You know, making detective is still my life's dream. You know, don't feel bad if you know, you don't understand what makes me tick. We're just two very different people.
I don't think so. We both don't like to be used. And we both love lobster and Pinot Grigio. And we both love the New Mexican desert.
Don't forget the tango.
How could I forget?
One more thing, Julian. Does T.C. Russell know anything about your past relationship with his wife?
Eve assured me he doesn't. No thanks to you. You could have blown everything with that Christmas present you gave her in front of everyone.
You mean that trip to the Bahamas with a stay in your old suite, Julian? I knew no one would catch on but you and Eve. Where's your sense of humor, son?
That wasn't funny. T.C. Russell is known for his hair-trigger temper. Who knows what he'd do if he found out about me and Eve?
Indeed. Especially in light of how you crossed him yourself years ago. Do you suppose he's ever shared the unfortunate incident with Eve?
I'm sure he hasn't.
Interesting, isn't it? Husband and wife each keeping a secret from the other that has to do with you? It's a wonder you sleep at night, Julian.
Don't mind Sam. He's so romantic that he doesn't want anyone to know where we're going on our second honeymoon. Not that, like, you or the Russells would interfere.
Your parents are planning a trip? The ski lodge. Dad wants to take Mom on a secret romantic getaway.
Oh, well. Grace must be giddy with anticipation. I know I would be. Well, I'm sure I'd feel just the same way if I were in your shoes, Grace. That is, if Julian were half as romantic as Sam.
Well, I think I'm lucky that way. Sam's always been like that.
Imagine.
Yeah, you know, actually, I was just going through that old photo album. It's pictures from our first honeymoon.
Really? Well, I would love to see that.
No, I'm sure you'd find them very boring.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Pictures of a young you and Grace. I can't think of anything I'd rather see.
Well.
Samuel, how long do you think you can keep the truth from Grace about you and Ivy?
As long as it takes, T.C.
Well, that's funny. I've never seen that before.
Who's it of?
It's a picture of you, Sam. But you were much younger. It must have been before I met you. And someone's been torn out. Who's the other person?
I don't remember.
You know what? I don't remember.
Really? Or is it one of your old girlfriends that you don't want me to know about? You know, I have ways of figuring this out. I can find out what her name was.
Call off the investigation, Grace. I know who's in this photograph with Sam. I remember who was in this photograph with Sam. Sammy, how could you forget? It was Mrs. Slocum, our 12th grade English teacher. You know, and I was there because I took the picture. She wanted a picture of herself and one with her favorite failure.
Oh, no wonder you ripped her out of the photo.
Yeah, I mean, she could never reconcile it. I was never going to major in English Lit. As a matter of fact, if you hadn't mentioned her, I would have never thought of her. You know, it's such a long time ago, and she has nothing to do with my life or who I am.
I should be going. I've stayed too long as it is.
Oh, what about the photographs?
I'll see him another time. You know, and if I don't see you before your trip to, wherever, have a wonderful time.
Well, I'm sure we will.
You know, I'm going away myself for a few days, so, I won't be seeing any of you for a while.
Have a great time.
I intend to. You know, it's strange, isn't it? I mean, here, Sam, you cannot remember the woman in that picture, and I'll bet she's never forgotten you.
I thought I was the only one crazy enough to walk around town in the dead of winter eating an ice cream cone.
Oh, no way. Even if I do wonder about your choice in toppings.
Are you kidding? Colored sprinkles rule.
Oh, give me a break. It's chocolate or nothing.
I guess this is where we part our ways.
Nope. Total deal breaker. Told you we were just totally different.
Well, I'd invite you in, but...
It's kind of late.
Right.
Smooth, aren't I? You know? Yeah, suddenly I feel like a teenager back on his first date in high school.
I know what you mean. I feel the same way.
Sheridan should be home from her date with Luis by now.
No, not yet. The lights still aren't on in her cottage.
Poor Sheridan. Your sister makes the most unfortunate choices in men. When will she ever learn?
I couldn't begin to guess.
I wouldn't talk, Julian. Ivy wasn't the best of choices either. Although I can't blame you for that. The union was all my doing.
How could I forget? In exchange for giving Ivy access to the Crane fortune, we were the recipients of her father's political favors.
And we got the better of the deal. Ivy gave you an heir. Ethan is the best thing to come out of your sham of a marriage.
I won't argue with that, but you know, there was a time when I actually enjoyed our arrangement. Too bad Ivy's changed so much lately. I don't like this new assertive, unpredictable side of her.
Well, I hope your wife doesn't forget the bargain we struck years ago and start causing real problems for the family. It would be most unfortunate for everyone concerned. We'd have to get rid of her.
So the battle was lost. Well, the war will be mine. Oh, no! Oh, Timmy! Oh, Miguel's poison tea has burned away a bit of your leg. Oh, no, Timmy, what have I done to you?
Oh, Timmy's done for. This is the end. Oh, Timmy! Tim!
Thanks for helping me out with that photo.
No problem, buddy.
Man, Ivy is really pushing it. And it's like every time I turn around, she's there with her looks, her innuendos. I mean, it's like she's daring me to come out and say something about our past.
Well, maybe she is.
But why? I mean, what we had is long over. I mean, I've moved on. I've got no interest in her. At least I'm gonna have a breather for a while. I definitely won't be running her out of town.
What do you mean, get rid of Ivy?
Don't be dense, Julian. We'd have to destroy her.
Isn't that going a bit far?
Not when it comes to keeping my family in line. Too many things have gone awry lately. I intend to take a sterner hand with all of you when I come home. Good night, Julian.
Oh. Where have you been?
Well, not that I owe you an explanation, but I've been out making plans for my ski holiday.
Well, let's hope it does you some good. Get you back to your old self.
Hold your breath, Julian. I don't even know who my old self is anymore. But I am counting on this little escape to have a major impact on my life.
You look pale. Something wrong?
Oh, things are fantastic. I put an end to Sheridan's love affair with Louise before it even got off the ground.
You mind if I,
Not at all.
How's that?
That was great.
Night.
I wish I knew where all these strange images were coming from.
I told you, you're just stressed out about everything that's happened lately.
What if they don't stop? I mean, what if they just get worse?
Then I'll be right here with you. Trust me, everything's gonna be fine.
Oh, come on now. Oh, enough with the histrionics. It's not the end of anything. Now, I'll just have to sew you a brand new leg.
But will it hurt to me?
No, of course it won't. You're a doll, silly. Everything will be fine.
But how can everything be fine if Charity didn't kill Miguel like you wanted her to?
Yes, well, you're right there, Timmy. But Charity saw him dead in her tea leaves. And that only means one thing, that my plan is going to work. Miguel is going to die very soon. And Charity, in her great guilt and grief, will come over to the dark side with us.
Don't touch.